Radio. I am Rick Godley, and we're going to lay the impromptu, if you will, of live local Johnny on the spot, a walk by of Monty Russell coming in. But now we have the visual platforms lit up for Lawrence Gibbs here in the Bikesmith Studios, if you will.
Absolutely.
Bikesmith front window. And Lawrence, we're going to be talking about getting the band together, the Russ Town Band together. So, my gosh, you and Monty, we could reminisce. We won't do that. Let's stay focused on the what you got coming up. Why don't you hit those highlights, and so that we can help get the band together.
Okay. Well, of course, we've been through so much this last year and a half. The last time the Russ Town Band played was the Christmas concert in 2019 at the Dixie.
And it was sold out, wasn't it? If I remember.
Over 400 people there, and we were just stunned. And so we had really looked forward to, our normal. I was really hoping to start adding concerts, maybe get up to 4 a year. And so all of a sudden March hit, and we haven't been the same since. So we went ahead and went on hiatus. I thought it might be a 6-month hiatus, but no, it ended up being a 1.5 year almost hiatus. I did get informed with the band. I've had some people call me, what are we going to do?
Well, but what is the Russ Town Band? Explain that first, because this is, people are going to be watching.
Don't know. We've actually been around since 1994. My wife, Jan, and I, and Charles and Ann Goschel. Charles has passed. And he was our baritone euphonium player, one of the finest in the world, in my opinion.
Euphonium,
that's baritone horn.
Not tuba.
No,
okay.
It's like a baby tuba.
Gotcha.
They play melodies and such. And so anyway, we got together back with Oscar Barnes, who was the high school band director, kind of our Ruston's Toscanini. A brilliant man, but quite the tyrant on the podium, because he wanted it right. And so anyway, we got together, and we said, well, we'll try to see if we can form a town band. I said the Ruston Civic Symphony had recently disbanded, and there was just almost a vacuum of entertainment in this area to me. And we don't have a lot of string players in North Louisiana. That's a historical thing. The South has always been instruments because of the jazz heritage of New Orleans and such. But I said this has always been band predominant, let's say. So about that time, there was a big push nationally of community bands forming all over the United States.
Right.
Because it was the 100th anniversary of the Allentown Band. It was like 1890 or something like that, which is the start of the town bands, where Sousa, all the way up to 1930s, was able to put on concerts. He was the Elvis, the Beatles. He was that era of that, he was that.
But he wasn't a student of yours.
He wasn't a student of mine.
Okay, just want to make sure.
As we got together, we started calling our musician friends that played in church orchestras, or we had gone to high school with, and what are you still playing your horn, blah, blah, We put the band together. It was only probably, I don't think we had maybe 28 people starting. But Oscar Barnes said, you can do it with 28. And so we were looking for a place to play. The Dixie was not, we had not gone there yet. We went to Railroad Park, and it was a little postage stamp size before all this wonderful stage that we have now. And so we put on our first couple of concerts there. We were at a bank parking lot once, or a couple of times, and then we decided to, around 1997, we decided to do a Christmas at the Dixie concert. And we've been associated as much as we can, even though during those years they were restoring the place the first time. They're going to have to do it again. but we have been there a lot. Now we're going to give the Dixie some time off because they've got to regroup from the ice storm. And my assistant director, I would guess I will call it, is Walter Moss, our director of bands at Ruston High School. One of my former students, was in my jazz ensemble. He's just a brilliant teacher. He has done great things at Ruston High School with the band program.
All right. Well, let's get back to focus here. The patriotic band, the Russ Town Band, this is a call to get the band members back together, correct? For the first time since March. Christmas of the year before.
Right.
What are you looking for?
So anyway, we are going to be doing a concert because of Walter's influence. We will be doing our first concerts in a year and a half at the Ruston High Auditorium on June the 26th, a Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock, about the time that we would have done one at a Peach Festival that would have happened at that time,
right,
which has been moved up to June 5th. The only reason we can't, it's just too soon for us to be able to get together for that time period. So we will do a solo concert. We've done many of them in the past. We like to be associated with the Peach Festival whenever it works out, you know.
Sure.
But our band really focuses on the last weekend of June for our first concert.
Well, the Russ Town Band, you're looking for a minimum of 35 to get together for the patriotic show on June 26th. Sometimes, though, your band piece, you go up to, what, 70? Have you ever?
We've been up to 60 before.
60,
and that
60.
We can't fit anymore,
Sure,
even on the stage at the Dixie. So I've already got the band formed, and we're planning our first rehearsal on June the 1st.
All right.
At Ruston High School. We rehearse on Tuesday nights in June.
So it's gonna happen because it's going to be an indoor event. It's going to be June 26th at Ruston High, which has good acoustics too, correct?
Wonderful. And that's one of the things I really work on is band music. If it's in the wrong, it can sound really strident, but if it's in the right acoustic, you can't ask for anything more symphonic or orchestral even. It's the winds sound just beautiful in the Ruston High School auditorium as they do in the Dixie.
All right, so what can we do here, because we're putting this up on the visual platforms so the band members already happening. This will be a free event.
It's a free event, and we will be getting ready. We're going to play it's a patriotic concert. We're going to be doing Sousa marches and the stuff that you normally do. It'll be something that people can sing along with or whatever they want to do. And I don't know exactly what the seating arrangement on that will be by June.
Sure.
Maybe they'll let us go 75% or whatever. But I'm just trying to get the word out, make sure that everybody knows about it, because we're going to start June the 1st.
Maybe we could stream it too. I don't know if you're up for that, but I mean, I'm open. With the technology and being mobile the way I am right now, and this little piece of equipment, the sound is just awesome.
It's just amazing.
So,
you can just put it together in your little skittle and just go at it.
I got a skittle. I got a. All right. Well, Lawrence, man, thank you so much. We've got to get you back somewhere, someplace, sometime, somehow.
Yeah, we can do this some more often.
Sure enough.
I'll talk about Howard Shaft some more.
Well. All right, give me one Howard Shaft story that to your recollection, and I'll dial up a Howard Shaft song for the audience.
Well, I guess the initial memory for me with those musicians are at the actual the event that caused it to happen, which was the. I'll think about it in a second here, but a
talent show, wasn't it?
A talent show, yes. And to watch
in what 1991ish or
no, it was probably 94, somewhere around 94 or 5.
Okay.
And but my shock at I heard them get together, and I said, "Well, y'all are really onto something here." I said, "Just listen to your recording and try to imitate that thing as best you can." And they put on the most note perfect, letter perfect performance that I've ever seen, and I was just stunned.
Right.
And I knew that there would be something good for these individuals because the talent was just jumping off the stage.
So it was Jeremy's father that thought they got shafted in Howard Auditorium.
I think that you'll have next time they come through here, you got to get him on.
Sure enough.
He'll tell you from their vantage point. I'm sure that as time has changed, my mind has lost some of these events. But
sure enough.
The thing is that all of those students are forever in my heart. They are just made my career at Louisiana Tech just a pure joy, and I'm tickled that they've had this wonderful success. The Equinox Jazz Orchestra, who I actually got to play early on, I got to play various spots in the saxophone section, lead alto and lead tenor or second tenor or whatever it's called, and it was just a joy to be there, and Jeremy's always been absolutely so professional and one of my great friends.
Well, the Howard Shaft, I don't know how many projects they put out, but I got this one album, and we're going to play another one. I did not know Ain't Yo Dog is the only recording of Johnny Cimino, according to Monty Russell. So we got that, and but on the album cover of this, Lawrence, they have the platform shoes. Did you ever have platform shoes?
Yeah.
Oh, you still have them?
No. That's going to be for another day. You don't know about the review band, okay? And I don't know if anybody else should either. But yes, that was my pimp year.
Oh yeah. Oh, what did Monty say? Is this going to be a pimp light or a pimp whatever they said? And
I had black and brown heels.
You had the wide bell bottoms, right? I mean,
yeah, and it was. I don't know what kind of suit that was called, but I had a jacket that was down to here, and I had to wear a beret, and it was just beyond. And
you sure you don't have them?
No, I destroyed them a long time ago.
I'd love to get a hold of them.
I've got some pictures I might show you sometime.
All right. Well, Lawrence, man, thank you so much. Thanks for coming in here. And kind of a neat experience here at Bike Smith Studios.
Hey, what a great studio you have, because you do right in the middle of the town, and it's just good.
The beauty of this, what I like is, and you being a musician and Monty as well, when you go into recording studios, you want it to be obviously as quiet as. I don't care. This is real. This is street life. We're right here, and.
It kind of reminds me of what my father did back in the 30s and 40s when he was over in Monroe,
right?
At KMLB.
Mm-hmm, KMLB.
And he was the man on the street, and they would have their equipment, these big boxes they would carry around.
Yeah, that would radiate the frequency back to the Martys.
And I remember when I was a young child, I was I guess probably 10 or so. He had a radio station, not a radio station, he had a radio show at the Francis Hotel in Monroe, which was the center of all things in Northeast Louisiana. It was before the Civic Center and before modern days. It was a 13 or 14 story hotel, very grand hotel actually. And he did a show at lunch where he would walk around with his microphone and say, "Okay, why are you here today? What is your doing?" And
I'm doing that.
And it was called Luncheon at the Francis, and he had an organist in the day of the soap opera type organ.
Right.
Les Winslow was his name. He was the president of the music union over there when we had one, and bald head, and he would play yada-da-yada-dum, all that kind of stuff. It was a lot of fun, and I wish I'd had a recording. Of course, we didn't have tape recording back, at least I didn't. But nobody ever recorded, to my knowledge, any of those shows. And he went on for 9 years, and it was a big, huge
Lunch
hit.
at the Francis.
Luncheon at the Francis.
All right.
And that was a great memory of my childhood. And you kind of do the same thing.
And everything old is new again. So I'm happy to do it and looking forward to it. Taking this to the people. And Lawrence, you know me. Anytime you need to get on to help me or help you, I'm here for you, man.
Thank you so much. This has been great, as always.
All right, so Lawrence Gibbs here on Rix-Mix Community